This is WPSL Port Saint Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
It's 11:07 at WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast. And welcome to Never Alone from Harbor Place with Jack Waldrop, the executive director of Harbor Place. And Jack, a very pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Thanks for having us on today.
Well, I think this is coming back around. We're glad to have you back. And welcome back to all of you at Harbor Place. Boy, we've got so many amazing memories of Harbor Place, especially with the Christmas kids and your Harbor Place residents singing Christmas carols. Oh, that was wonderful.
They absolutely love it. We are so thankful to be able to come back and start having a show again. Now that the world is starting to open up a little bit more and our buildings are back open, we're just so excited.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. How did you get to Harbor Place?
I am originally from Florida. I grew up in Pensacola, actually in Pace, Florida, outside of Pensacola, a little small town known for our sports, but that's about it. And went on to college, got an undergrad in psychology, later finished my MBA with an emphasis in healthcare management. Spent most of my career on the healthcare side, working in hospitals and doctors' offices, and was working in an ER when one of my friends said, you should really get into senior living. I think you'd be really good at it. And I thought, why not? I enjoy being with seniors. I think it'd be a great thing to do. So I started out as a business office manager, the one person that everybody in the assisted living world hates because you're collecting money and you're calling and always trying to get them to pay their bill. And then moved on to being an independent living director and then eventually getting my administrator's license. And so I've been doing it ever since. So about close to 10 years now that I have been working in senior living in some sort of fashion.
That is so cool. And, it's just thinking about Harbor Place itself, it is so unique and it is a gem. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
We are, people don't realize that our building has been there for going on 19 years now. From the outside, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like a little oasis tucked away off of US 1 and Jennings Road. It's beautiful. We have a pool. We are going through a major renovation. Our entire assisted living has been redone from top to bottom on the inside, just kind of updating everything. But even before the renovation, our building didn't seem like it was 19 years old. The upkeep has been fantastic. It's been a great transition through. We've had a lot of new move-ins because of the renovation. We now have tile floors with beautiful carpet, granite countertops. We've really and truly done a lot to improve the inside, just more modernize to what people would expect nowadays.
Yeah, well, it is interesting because, a lot of people just have this image, I guess, if you will, of independent living and assisted living, but you have just shattered all of that.
Well, thank you. We pride ourselves upon the fact that there is a common misconception about what assisted living is. There are lots of elderly and seniors really look at it as a nursing home, and we are not by any means a nursing home. We do exactly what our title stands, and that is to assist residents with their daily life. We want you to be as independent as you can. We're going to help you be independent. We are very lucky to have a continuing campus. So we start with with independent living. You can move on to assisted living, and then our affiliate Life Care Center of Port Saint Lucie, you can transition right over to that skilled care portion. So we're very lucky in that aspect. When you're looking for a place, it's so smart to look for a place that has that continuum. so that you can move from one place to the other and not having to do a move from St. Lucie West to to Jennings to Stewart just to get those 3 different things.
Well, and I think that's the continuum really makes you so unique because you just don't see that.
You don't. There's one thing about Port St. Lucie that I will say is we have a lot of 55 and older communities. A lot, not just independent livings and assisted livings, just true 55 and older senior living communities. And so people think, well, I can just go there and live in my house. Well, at our independent living, it's 55 and older too. You don't have to worry about cooking for yourself. You have a full kitchen, but you get 2 full meals a day. We have the pool, we have a hot tub, we have the shuffleboard, we do housekeeping. So why spend all that money on a brand new house, which, let's face it, the housing market right now is absolutely crazy. Sell your house, get out from underneath that, take that little bit of extra money that you've got selling it and move into an independent living where you can live, enjoy, still have all the friends you want to have and have them over with no daily upkeep, no work on the house, none of that. We maintain all of that for you.
Oh, no roof? Oh,
no roof.
The bane of our existence is home.
Exactly. And when the hurricane comes, we have generators and food for days, and it's all great.
Well, now that's yet another aspect of Harbor Place as well. And that is the fact that you are not only hurricane prepped, but you're hurricane ready in that building.
We are. And, the Florida mandate came back a couple of years ago that everyone had to add a specific AC section after I can't even remember the hurricane now because I try to block it out. But that has to be cooled no matter what is going on. It has to run off the generator so that everybody has AC and everything is copacetic. Well, we took that one step further, and our independent living also has that. So we made sure that our independent living and our assisted living both meet the Florida or with ACA regulations, even though the independent living didn't have to. So now independent living is able to come down. They have a cool area. They don't have to stay in their apartments during hurricanes. So it's nice having that continuum care because we just continue to have that overall aspect of making sure that we meet regulations that we don't even have to meet.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's great. And I think the thing that I really like about it, every time I walk in there always seems to be something going on for the residents, whether it's, yep, card games or whatever recreation it might be. It's at Harbor Place.
And I'm so excited. We're getting ready to start doing outings again. We'd stopped those for a long time because of COVID. But we're getting ready to start going to see musicals and to go to concerts and to the museums and those sort of things that residents have missed. But it was counterproductive to go and put them at risk for a while. And so we stopped those, but we're getting ready to do them again. And they're so excited. And so are we that we're able to go out and do those with them.
Yeah. And there's so much here,
Yes.
whether it's golf or, botanical gardens, you name it.
Yep.
It's here, the beach.
Yes, very much so. And right down to Treasure Coast High School where we go, they absolutely love to go watch the musicals there. And so they get to see the kids and they like that just as much as going to seeing a travel production. So it's great to get them back in the community again.
Yeah, that's the one thing, some sense of normalcy is
yes,
coming back. And that's phenomenal. It
yep.
really is. But I think the other thing that I've been impressed with is the fact that you look around and you see very familiar faces and you realize experience is really mattering here.
Definitely. I have associates that have been with our building for 17 years. We've only been open for 19 and I've got some that have been there for 17. My sales director, Pat, love her to death. She's been with us for 12 years. She's worked her way up from being just actually a family liaison was her first title, and now is the sales director and is doing a fantastic job. Anita, my assistant executive director, started out as a caregiver and has worked her way up through everything to being the assistant executive director. So longevity is something that we strive on. We actually have a percentage that we yearly that we try to meet of turnover. So if it's below a certain amount, then we are praised through our company because we want to keep people as long as we can, because that longevity helps residents feel more comfortable in their day-to-day as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really phenomenal when you look around there. I think we can take a quick break if you'd like right now.
All right. Sounds good.
And then maybe we can talk a little bit about some events and see again. It seems like you've always got something at Harbor Place.
We do. We love it. We love to party and love to have a good time.
Yeah, there you go. And we will be back in a minute. Discover a luxurious lifestyle. Discover Harbor Place in Port Saint Lucie, offering the finest in independent and assisted living. Do you want to spend your golden years maintaining a home, cleaning a house? Not at Harbor Place. The experienced staff at Harbor Place takes care of everything so you can enjoy all that the community has to offer. Call 772-337-4330 for a tour of the gem of senior living on the Treasure Coast. Are you or your parents swimmers? Enjoy the beautiful outdoor pool. After your swim, enjoy fine dining with your friends. And don't forget to explore the Treasure Coast, from hiking trails to numerous golf courses. Active seniors enjoy Harbor Place. You can join them too. 337-4330. Harbor Place, and welcome home.
This is WPSL Port Saint Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
I think the name of the show says it all, Jack, when it comes to Harbor Place, and that's never alone.
That is the truth. And what we want to try to do with this show is give people different options and talk through what assisted living really is and the different options you do have, not just with us, but throughout the communities or even in different towns for that matter. So never alone is what we want to go with. We want to show you that we're here, but don't worry about just us. There are different companies out there that might fit you better when it comes to in-home care, just getting the needs met of whatever is going on with your loved one.
And I think the big thing, as you mentioned, is not just convenience, but the fact that there is some structure there. And of course, I've got to get to the food. I have always loved my meals at Harbor Place.
We do. We have a absolutely stunning presentation that we can do, not just in the daily dining, but we do have a rental space that we rent out in our independent living building so that you can have meetings there. There's just recently we hosted the Martin County Chamber. We did their marketing breakfast, of which we had a beautiful omelet station, a pancake station. So we're able to do all of that so that any company, not just families, can enjoy the space and use it as a safe place for your events.
Well, that's interesting. I remember, gosh, this goes back a lot of years, but I think it was either like the Lions Club or maybe even the Rotary Club that met there.
We did for a long time. And we're slowly getting back into those. With COVID restrictions, we're trying to be safe about it and how we bring people back into the building. And so we're slowly going towards that. We have a surviving cancer spouses event that takes place there. So there's several different things that we do offer. And so if you are one of those type groups and are still looking for a space or are starting your face-to-face meetings again and need a space, please reach out to us at Harbor Place. We would love to help you with if it's just a meeting space, but we also have the culinary option as well.
Boy, that sounds amazing. And how do folks get in touch with you over there?
So you can just call the building, call the community. You don't have to ask just for me. You can ask for myself or for Pat Miles, who's our sales director, but it's 772-337-4330. Again, that's 772-337-4330, and just ask for myself, Jack Waldrop, or Pat Miles, and we will get you set up and get you the costs of the food and the rental space and things of that nature, and we'll get it to you fairly quickly. We have a calendar that we all have access to, so that no matter who takes the call, we can jump on it and get you booked as quickly, and we don't have to go find out who's booked something.
That's great. Gee, you mean there's coordination there?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
Thought.
We are too big of a building to not have coordination. There has to be some coordination and communication going on somewhere.
That's great. Oh, well, you know what impressed me as well was the fact that, you would have elder law attorneys come in to talk to your residents there.
We do. Yep.
Yeah. And I think, the education part of it is phenomenal.
Yes. And our most recent thing that we're doing this month is what we're calling Breaking the Stigma. It's going to be an event for outside as well as inside residents, and where we're going to talk about the stigmas of what assisted living is, and how do we break those stigmas. And part of that is truly learning and being knowledgeable about what assisted livings are, what they offer, what they don't offer. And so I'm going to be the guest speaker on that one. It's about an hour presentation where we go through everything. There's a question and answer period where we're going to be able to ask and answer any questions that you may have. And if we don't have the answer, then we're going to be able to get it to you or get you to the right person to be able to answer the question. Typically, though, we have such a longevity in staff that we can answer questions fairly quickly on just about anything.
Yeah, that sounds great. And like it or not, I mean, there has been some sort of a stigma on this that, you guys have shattered.
Yes, there is. And, it's very common. Like I said, I've been doing this for about 10 years, and you talk to someone and they say, I don't want to go to assisted living. That's a nursing home. And it truly isn't. I have some assisted living residents that still go out and go shopping by themselves. I have assisted living residents that drive. It's all depending on what you need and the little bit of help that you need. Then it goes as far as people that we help do a daily shower and standby showers, just because they're not comfortable with taking a shower by themselves with the slip and fall. So there is breaking that stigma is so important. Especially now with COVID happening, and so many of our seniors were just cooped up in their homes for so long, loved ones not coming in, and now sons and daughters are coming in and realizing that mom and dad have declined, and that little bit of extra help is what we're there for.
I noticed when I was there, a lot of younger folks visiting the residents, and boy, that's wonderful to be able to do that again.
Yes, for a long time it was outdoor visits. Sometimes it was visiting through a screen, and so to be able to open those doors again and have people come in. Now we are still mandated, and even if we weren't, we would still do it. We do daily temperature checks for any guests coming in. We ask the important questions about, have you been around anybody that has COVID, all of those things, because we want to make sure that we're keeping everyone safe. That's including our staff. Our staff go through that same process every day as well. And so we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing and doing right by our residents and keeping them safe. We're very lucky at Harbor Place to say that we've only had 4 confirmed staff cases throughout this entire time, and 0, and you heard me, 0 resident outbreak. We're very lucky, and I hope I didn't just jinx myself. Um, and so it's tough. We do a lot of cleaning, a lot of spraying with different chemicals to make sure that that things are safe, the activities areas are safe, and they're getting wiped down all the time. But, we had to make the decision to go back to all of those activities so that our residents didn't continue to decline from just sitting in their apartments.
Sure. This has just been a horrific 18 months. There's no doubt about it. And it seems like it was the senior population that really took the hit.
It did. When COVID first started, that's what everybody was protecting, was the senior vulnerability population, because that's where it seemed to be going so much. And as we protected them, you've seen the average age of those being affected by COVID now continues to drop. And so we did such a great job protecting our seniors and keeping them safe that we kind of forgot about the rest of the world that still had to survive through this as well. But we're getting through that. We're in the Delta variants and that spike. And so I'm hoping that here shortly in the next couple of weeks, it'll do the same thing that it has done in the UK and in I think it was India, where it all has started after about 10 weeks, it started declining again. So I'm hoping, and I think that's ACA's as feeling as well, as hoping that it's going to continue down that same path that it has done in other areas.
Actually, I was impressed. I know we here at the radio station immediately followed the early days of COVID, National Association of Broadcasters. This is what you've got to do. Limit the amount of people in your radio stations, but this is what you need to do to sterilize the stations. And I was so impressed when I came in. There again, the temperature questions, and believe me, I don't mind that at all.
No,
all for everybody's protection.
And occasionally we do have some that want to argue about the masks. And so we do require every visitor that comes into the building that they wear a mask while they're in the building. And that doesn't mean, it doesn't matter if you're independent or assisted living, and that's to keep everyone safe. Even us as staff, we wear them full time when we're inside the building, no matter if we're vaccinated or vaccinated. It's just one step more to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe.
Sure. And, and I think too, as far as the people can be as active as they want to be. And taking advantage of so many activities inside the building. What have you got actually for, like, I know you at one point had card games and.
We do.
Yeah.
I am very lucky. And my activities director or lifestyles director is actually a certified therapeutic recreational specialist. That's a very long title. So basically what that is she has a 4-year degree, making sure and learning how to take different activities and so that they are not just doing an activity from a coloring sheet or doing a craft. She does cardio drumming so it's an exercise program. She does exercise in the pool. But we still have the normal horse racing and bingo. Bingo is going to be a staple in senior living until the day is done. Bingo, you don't mess with bingo.
No. And I remember talking to a couple residents that said, you've got to move this radio show. And I said, why? The bingo game.
Yes, that's exactly right. And so Bethany does a fantastic job with making sure she's not only doing things with the body, she's doing things with the brain and coping skills and all of those sorts of things, so that the activity program is well-rounded. The residents love it. We have a group now. It started out of a group of 3 ladies playing shuffleboard on Thursdays. Now we have, I think it's upward of 12 people that are playing shuffleboard on Thursdays, and it's so great to see everybody back out again. That's
great. And again, for folks just joining us, welcome. You're on Never Alone here on WPSL and worldwide on WPSL.com, Alexa, and Google Home. You can carry this show anywhere in the world, from housekeeping and, breakfast and lunch. You've
Yes.
got it all there.
We do. And our lunch is fantastic. One of my favorite things we have is a grilled chicken sandwich with roasted peppers. It's fantastic. And so we do have a bistro that will hopefully reopen here soon to the public. At one time, it was the thing for lunch in Port Saint Lucie, and we want to get back to that. We just renovated it, and now that the COVID restrictions are being lifted, you'll start seeing some things with that bistro reopening as well.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, and the food again was great.
Yep. So I do want to make sure that I invite everybody. We're having a acupuncture event on the 25th. We have a local acupuncturist coming in, and we'll talk about the great things about acupuncture, what it can do, what it can't do. We have a lovely resident that has helped us set this up, because she does go to acupuncture as well, and it has done wonders for her. And so she wanted to be able to share that with the public. So that's coming up on the 25th of this month. It's at 1 p.m. You do have to RSVP, but all you have to do is call the building and let them know that you're coming for the acupuncture event. Again, that's on the 25th at 1 p.m.
So is that going to be in the rec area?
It will be in our meeting room in the back of the building. Yeah. But everybody still comes in through the front, and we do temperature checks and all of the questions that we want to do to make sure everybody's safe.
I took acupuncture treatment. Oh gosh, this would have been 1990. I was in New York, and had some shoulder problems. And so the Dodgers doctor, I was there on an assignment with the Dodgers, said, the New York Mets just hired an acupuncturist. He can help you out. And he did. It was truly amazing. Acupuncture works. It really does.
It does. And like I said, I have a resident that swears by it, that she wouldn't be as active as she is at her age if it wasn't for acupuncture. So we want to get it out there. We want to have people into the building, do tours, and learn all that you can about acupuncture.
A lot of the questions possibly of, is there laundry care, with the residents? So
yeah, with our even independent and assisting, there on the independent living side, you have the ability to do your own laundry. However, you can add to your services and have laundry done. We do your linens and towels at no charge when we do your housekeeping once a week. On the assisted living side, that's included in your rate for us to do your laundry as well. Housekeeping weekly on both sides. If you want it done more than once a week, you can add that to your services as well on the independent and assisted living sides. And then you're also able, I have a family who's on the independent living side that we do her weekly housekeeping, but she also has someone that comes in once a week and does a deeper clean, just because she likes a deeper clean with the housekeeper that she had when she had her house, which is perfectly fine. They're welcome to come in and do what they want to do. Meals, like I said, in independent living, it's 2 meals. That in assisted living, you have 3 square meals a day. Independent living, you have a kitchen. So if you wanted to do whatever to cook your own meals, you're welcome to do that as well.
And the one thing that I remembered seeing was the fitness center, because, you keep them physically fit.
We do. So our fitness center on the independent living side, it has a few things. It's not large. It's not a huge fitness center. We have a incumbent bike. We have a treadmill. And then we also have our pool area right outside of that with a hot tub. And then on our assisted living side, we contract with services with your Medicare and with your insurance company, so that if you need those physical therapy and you need that exercise, we do contract with services to help you get that as well. And then on top of that, like I said, we have our lifestyles program that does offer different type of exercises as well.
Okay, I've got to get to the money part of this. Is this kind of annual contracts? How does this all work?
Sure. So On the assisted living side, it is a regulated thing. It is a 30-day contract, but which is a little confusing, to be honest, because what that means is you sign a contract. If you wanted to get out of it, all you have to do is provide a 30-day written notice that you are leaving. And then you're only responsible for the 30 days from the written date of that letter. So if you were to turn in, say you're there and you turned in a letter today, from today, which is the day it was dated, you only owe 30 days from that. And then you would be out of the contract if your apartment was empty. On the independent living side, it's the same way. We do typically do a yearly renew of the contract, where if there's been any changes that need to be made, we renew it. If we do any type of an annual increase, which is common in the industry because of the price of food, the price of living does go up. And so annual increases do happen. And on an average in the industry, it's anywhere from 5 to 8%. And so we don't typically go that high. I think the most I've seen it with this company is at the most 4%. So we do try to keep it under the industry standard as well. And you'll renew your contract on that year mark again. And then you, like I said, if you decide that this is not the place for you, then all you have to do is provide that written 30-day notice either way.
You know, the thing that I've noticed just going to Publix is the cost of food is going through the roof, and
it has skyrocketed.
And
yes,
that's got to be difficult for you guys to plan for all the people that you have.
That's true. And there have been some difficulties with, because we do contract with Cisco, which is a large manufacturing company. And so it is difficult to get certain things at times. But because we work with a large company like that, they do their best with their vendors to get things to us as quickly as possible. So there are times where we have to adjust our menu to accommodate if we can't get something. But typically, we've been able to stay on that menu cycle that we have, which is a month at a time, and we do pretty good.
And you've got everything from studios to 2-bedroom apartments.
Yes. So on the independent living side, we go from a small studio to a studio deluxe to a studio with a balcony. I mean, there are like 9 different floor plans in my independent living, all the way up to a 2-bedroom with a balcony. I will say though, most of my balcony units are currently rented. They are a hot commodity. Everybody loves their balconies and their patios. And then over on the assisted living side, I do have studios. We have 1-bedrooms, and then we have what we call a 2-bedroom, but it is basically a small living area with 2 bedrooms, and you can rent it as a 1-bedroom as well.
Well, and I would think in the assisted side that the studios would probably be a better fit for most of the people who are there, right?
They are. They typically, it is much like a hotel room. You know, you have enough space for your bed. They don't have kitchens in the assisted living side. You have a small dormitory refrigerator style. And that's because there are 3 square meals a day. We encourage everyone to go to the dining room and to eat and have that socialization with everybody. So they do typically run a little bit smaller. But like I said, we do have 1-bedrooms, 1-bedroom deluxes, and then those 2 bedrooms on the assisted living side that function more like 1-bedrooms, honestly.
And, you know, I think coming there at least once a year with the Christmas kids and picking up toys for the Christmas kids as well from the residents, that we've seen residents that have been at Harbor Place for years that just love it.
It is. It's nice. And we transition, which is fantastic. You know, they start out in independent living and they may be there 7, 8, 9 years. And then they transition over to the assisted living side. So it's great to watch that process, not so much that they're leaving the independent living side, but that they're comfortable enough to transfer from the independent to assisted living. You know, that's not always the case in places. You have some that there's such a stigma on what assisted living is, even though they live in the same complex. There's just that stigma.
And I have to ask, probably because I've seen it, you do allow pets, little ones?
We do. We love animals. So you can have cats and dogs, small, and I say small cats, but generally, as long as they're not overweight, you're typically okay. But we do allow pets on the independent living side, and then on the assisted living side, you have to be able to maintain that pet on your own, meaning we don't walk dogs and we don't feed cats and change litter boxes. Those are things that have to be able to be taken care of by your loved one or by you.
Yeah, that's that. It's always been refreshing to see because, there's a couple ladies that have the real little dogs
They do.
that I see walking every time I go there.
Yes.
And they're out walking the dog. It's great.
I know my mother has a dog and she's not going to go anywhere independent or assisted without being able to take her puppy. So I know that is a contingent plan for a lot of people, that they don't want to go without their animal. And so we do work with you on that to make sure that your loved one doesn't have to give up their pet just to come to a place for them to be safe.
And no matter what, you've got 24-hour concierge service.
So yes and no. Let me explain that a little bit. We do have concierge that is at the desk on the independent living side till about 8:30. And then our night security guard is there and answering the phones for both sides after 8:30. On the assisted living side, there's still care staff and nursing. And then on the independent living side, there's just that security guard that's there.
All right. Well, let's take another quick break. You're on Never Alone with Harbor Place and the executive director, Jack Waldrop. Good show. A lot of great information. We'll be back. Discover a luxurious lifestyle. Discover Harbor Place in Port Saint Lucie, offering the finest in independent and assisted living. Do you want to spend your golden years maintaining a home, cleaning a house? Not at Harbor Place. The experienced staff at Harbor Place takes care of everything. Jack, do you want to go through some of the events, so you can enjoy all that the community has to offer?
That's really
337-4330 for a tour of
that's really all we have right now are those two.
That's fine, yeah, because you got new listeners coming all the time.
Enjoy the beautiful outdoor pool. After your swim, enjoy fine dining with your friends. And don't forget to explore the Treasure Coast, from hiking trails to numerous golf courses. Active seniors enjoy Harbor Place. You can join them too. 337-4330. Harbor Place, and welcome home.
This is WPSL Port Saint Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
You're on Never Alone from Harbor Place. Gem of the Treasure Coast, no doubt about it. And Jack Waldrop is with us. He is the executive director of Harbor Place. And again, as we mentioned, you have got a great staff around you that has been there a long time. And that's boy, that's few and far between. That's for sure. You're lucky.
That is the truth. Very far from happening at most places now. I will say this, I know we're kind of getting everybody in and people are coming and going on the show, but we want to make sure everybody knows about our upcoming events, things that are going on at the building, things that you can be a part of. We do have our acupuncture event on the 25th, where you can find out all about acupuncture, what it does, how the benefits are to the body. That'll be at our building on the 25th at 1 p.m. We do have our Breaking the Stigma event that is coming up. That's going to talk about breaking that stigma of what assisted living is and what assisted living offers, just kind of cluing into that we are not a skilled nursing or a nursing home, and just breaking that stigma with the world about what that is. And then there's always our daily activities that are available to the public. All you have to do is call the building and let them know that you are interested in the upcoming events. Our concierge team will be happy to go over those events with you and make sure that you are signed up for those. Anything from our cardio drumming class, which is open to the public, to our chair Zumba. We love you to come and see what we're about and check out our exercise programs, and meet Bethany, our activities director, our lifestyles director, because she'd love to have you involved. And that number is 772-337-4330. Once again, that's area code 772-337-4330. And that's Century Park at that is Century Park Associates, and our building is Harbor Place at Port Saint Lucie. And we want you to come in and be at our events and see what we're about and take a tour. So maybe one day you'll come in and join us.
And if you're out driving around right now and you are with a civic group, they've got a wonderful meeting room.
We do.
Yeah. And it's now back open again.
It is. So we are starting to book more civic groups again. You have the option of just renting the space, or you have the option of renting the space and using our culinary department for any type of food that you may need for that event. The only things that we're really not doing right now that we had done in the past was like family birthday parties, family receptions. We're really trying to keep it more to businesses and civic groups, strictly because we want to continue to keep our residents safe. And so we can limit that by only offering to certain type of community outreach things for right now.
I remember a few years back when we were doing the show there, and I happened to see the person who was in the beauty shop, and I needed a haircut. I got a haircut there. So it was, we're great.
We do. We actually just renovated our beauty shop, and we're actually, I'm glad you said that, desperately looking for someone to come in and to run that beauty shop and to cut hair. It's completely renovated with all new equipment. But when it shut down right at the beginning of COVID, and we decided to renovate it. So now we're trying to find someone that's willing to come in and do hair. That's in desperation. We've been busing our residents out to different salons over the past few months, and we really want to get back to having that used.
Welcome to the HR section of Never Alone. Hey, if you're a hairstylist out there, they want you.
That is right. That's right. And as we're talking about it, the whole world is in a staffing crisis, just to be perfectly honest. We all know that. And so everybody is looking for different things. We continually hire from caregivers to servers to cooks. We're always looking and always interviewing, because we want to make sure that we have that availability for part-time, PRN, or full-time. So if you're looking for something, you're looking for a job, please reach out to us. Go on Century. It's called centurypa.com. Look at the careers and then apply at Port Saint Lucie at Harbor Place, and we will pull resumes and see who all we can hire. But like I said, we're always looking. We're always trying to backfill positions to make sure that we have the staff that we need.
That sounds great. That really does sound great. Well, how large a staff do you have? Seems like I see people all over the place.
So we have 257 total units for our campus, and that's just for the assisted living and independent living. And so it takes a staff of roughly 75 or 80 to run the entire building, and most of those being full-time.
Wow,
it is. It's quite large.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. It is. And it's again saying that doesn't include our affiliate Life Care. And so I honestly don't even know how many beds their unit can hold. But they do their thing with the skilled nursing side, and then we handle the independent and assisted living. So 257 units, and it's not quite half and half. It's 2 3-story buildings. but always in need of staff and people who want to love and care on seniors. That's what it's all about.
That's amazing. And of course, you have a full contact shuffleboard as well.
We do a beautiful outdoor shuffleboard. It has 2 different sets. And so on Thursday mornings, they play about 9 o'clock, and the residents absolutely love it. They're getting back involved. And it gets a little hot in the afternoon, so we try to play as early in the morning as possible. But they are enjoying it. And we just redid the shuffleboard courts, so everything looks fantastic.
And of course, I think the big key is wellness at your place.
Yes. Yeah. So keeping in mind that independent living, there's no health side. It's just as if you're renting an apartment somewhere else, just with a bunch of amenities, being the activities and dining and the housekeeping and things of that nature. Now, on the assisted living side, you have the care as well. So anything from just random daily checks to standby assists with showers, to medication management, helping and assist. We help with making sure that appointments are made for residents, all the normal things that you get with an assisted living. And that's part of that breaking the stigma, is talking about, we all pretty much do the same thing. All assisted livings are mandated by the same set of regulations. We all have the same mandates that we follow, and so it's all about what fits you, what fits your lifestyle. And so we want to make sure that you're comfortable and you're finding and getting the needs met in the right place. If that doesn't mean us, if you can't afford us, then we're going to make sure that we put you in touch with someone that we work with to make sure that fits your budget, because we want you to be there for as long as you can.
That sounds great. And again, phone number in case folks want to give you a buzz.
Sure. Again, our phone number is 772-337-4330. Again, 772-337-4330. And that is Harbor Place at Port Saint Lucie.
And you're on just off of US 1 on Jennings Road, and can't miss it. It's
We're right behind the Holiday Inn and the Old Sonny's Barbecue. Just come visit us. I say the Old Sonny's Barbecue because it's apparently been empty for quite a while now, but it's right behind the Old Sonny's Barbecue. We have beautiful palm trees. You turn into our campus and you truly feel like you're at a resort.
Well, and I think you hit it on the head too. It is like a campus resort.
It is. And it's resort style living. And that's exactly what we want to portray. We're on the Treasure Coast. We want you to feel like you're living at a resort with the palm trees and the water features and everything. We want that vacation style home.
And I remember, hopefully someday we can get back to, seeing your Harbor Place van at the St. Lucie Mets games.
Yes.
Folks enjoying the baseball out there. And,
yep.
We're all hoping for that.
I know it's coming. I promise it's coming. We're slowly and surely doing that and going out to more things. And so I think you'll start seeing the van a lot more here in the next few weeks.
Boy, that's good. Well, we've all been fighting through this COVID thing together, and it seems like it changes every day.
It does. And that's the crazy part is we have to step back and punt a lot because the things from CDC come and it's a little bit different. And then the OSHA regulations come and they're a little bit different. So there's a lot of back and forth. And we've been very lucky at Harbor Place. Our families have been fantastic. They understand that it may be at 12 o'clock today, I call and say, hey, look, we're going to shut down visitation for a week because of this. They've been fantastic about saying, thank you so much. We know that you're keeping our loved ones safe. I can't say enough to our families and how well they've taken this and been with that. Because you watch the news and you see the people having to visit outside through the windows, and it was hard. It was a very hard, and I'm going to say 12 months, because it was a really hard 12-month period before we got to open things back up. And, it's wonderful to see families back in the building and visiting with their loved ones. And I can't say enough how much we appreciate them and how they supported us through the process as well, of trying to keep their loved ones safe.
Well, and you know how to do that at Harbor Place. There's no doubt about it. And once again, your 2 events coming up.
Breaking the Stigma. We have not set a date on that one. It's coming up the end of the month, 1st of September. And then we have our acupuncture event on the 25th at 1:00. And I'll go ahead and throw a plug out there. We are going to do what we call our Big Star Bingo in September. And we're going to open bingo up to the community. We're only going to take a total number of seats. So that Big Star Bingo is coming. We're not going to announce yet who the star bingo caller is going to be, but that is coming up, and we'll have someone from the community that'll be calling bingo, and that'll be in September.
Oh boy. Maximum capacity 20,000. Oh,
right. Yeah, we're hoping to have a bunch of different prizes that are given away. We're going to team up with some of our partners and have gift baskets and things like that for people who bingo. So it should be a fun time.
that sounds awesome. That really does. Well, you guys have really got it together and have for many, many years. And it's so wonderful to have you back on the radio.
Well, thank you. We are so happy to be back again.
Well, you are never alone. There's no doubt about it. And Jack, again, welcome to you. And hopefully for many, many years, never alone on WPSL.
Hope so. We'll see y'all again next week.
All right. You have a good one. Jack Waldrop, the executive director of Harbor Place. And don't forget, give him a call, 337-4330, 337-4330 at Harbor Place of Port Saint Lucie. And boy, what an informative show. And we're just beginning.